All right, welcome everyone. My name is Kate with Scott Leroy Marketing. If you just joined us, we just went over where to find today's recording after we get off of class. You can find that on our YouTube. But today's class, we're going to be going over how to customize your KW website, okay? So we're going to look at some of the additional pages that you can add and how to make some enhancements to that, okay? So the first thing that we want to do is, of course, log in to our command platform. Hopefully you're familiar. It is agent.kw.com. I do always like to mention your home screen here may look slightly different than mine. You can customize this home page just a little bit to show you what is most important to you or have things appearing first, okay? So if you're seeing a little bit different here, that is okay. Moving on from here, everything for your KW website is now going to be under this website's applet on the left-hand menu. If you're not familiar with these applet icons, you can hover over those. They will let you know the name of them. You can also hit the red and white KW. That will expand that menu bar and allow you to see all of those at once, okay? So again, we're going to head straight into the website's applet. And if you want to close that menu bar, same process, go ahead and hit that red and white KW. Now, it used to be that there was a profile you needed to access under your settings. That has recently moved, and that is now accessed also through your website's applet, okay? So if you need to make changes to your website, go ahead and pull up Scott's website here so we can take a look. If you need to make changes to any of your information that appears here in your contact form, your photo, your title, license, numbers, any of your social media links, this is also going to feed over to your About Me page. So if you are interested in making any changes to your bio or anything like that, all of that is now done within this Manage Settings button, okay? So again, come into Command, we're coming into the website's applet, and we're now going straight into Manage Settings. Now, once you're in here, you're going to see a lot of the same information that you used to find in the old marketing profile. It has just moved location. All of that old marketing profile feeds to your website and your branded consumer app. So it just made sense for them to kind of put it all together. So if you need to, again, update any of your contact information, your market center details, you can come in and edit these. Now, there are different categories or different sections, however you want to describe those, that you're going to go through. As you complete one section of the profile, you want to make sure you hit save, okay? So if you're updating contact information, go ahead and hit save. If you are updating your photo or your team logo, update those and hit that save button. Now again, your photo, that will pull to your website, your app, and different marketing materials within the command platform. Your team logo. If you are not on a team, we do strongly encourage you to have a photo here. This photo is pulled to various marketing, whether you are on a team or not. So if you're not on a team, there are a couple of alternatives. You can add a solo logo if you've branded yourself. You can also add a headshot here or a generic Keller Williams logo. So a couple of options. You also get to your details, again, your bio, your name, things like that. Your preferences, these are going to be specific to your website, okay? So do you want to enable or disable the Keller Home Loans or the Keller Covered on your website? You also have the ability to turn off or on the neighborhoods on your agent site. Now, those are going to be the, kind of show you here what those pull up. For the Keller Home Loans and Keller Covered, those are going to appear right here. So you can disable those. And then these are going to be neighborhood lines. So if you want to remove those from your site, you can turn those off or on here. Again, hit that save. Service areas, this one is new. Give it a second here to load. You can now select your service areas. And if it doesn't load, we'll keep moving. We do cover this profile fully in depth in our setup class, so you can also check that out there. Legal footer and links. If you are in an office that requires specific compliance to be added to your KW site, you want to get those added here. That's going to populate to this bottom section of your site, okay? There are links, images, and text that can be added. Your social links. These are going to be the public-facing profiles to view those accounts or business pages. Referral links. This is where you can find your branded consumer app. If you are on a team, you will also find your team links. Forced registration. You can force someone to sign up or register an account on your site. This is limited to viewing properties, okay? So no other custom pages or other details on your site, only if they are viewing properties. But you can change that to unrestricted, 10, 2, or 0. Again, hit that save. And then lastly, your subdomain. This is where you can come in and edit and change that domain name, okay? Again, once you're done, go ahead and hit claim, save, whichever button you are on. We're going to go ahead and go back though. Again, we do go through that profile much more in depth in our setup class. So if you do want specifics on that, you can check out that class. Moving on to the rest of our site though. From here, we want to go ahead and hit this manage setting or manage website. Now we get questions on preview not available. Not a big deal if you're not seeing that. As long as you see your site launching when you hit that launch and you're seeing all of your details, you should be good to go. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and hit manage website. And from here, we're going to head straight into expert mode, okay? So if you are looking to make some of the surface level edits, the beginner edits to your homepage and things like that here in Command, again, go ahead and check out that website setup class. We're going to go over that in depth in that class. But for this class, we're going to take a little bit more expert level. So we're going to click that expert mode in the right corner. And we should be brought into the website dashboard. You'll see that kind of up here in the title. This is where you can come in and start really customizing and enhancing your website, okay? Sorry, just letting some people into the room. So once you're here, the first thing you want to check is you want to make sure that whichever site you are looking to make edits to is the one that is appearing here. Now, for many of you, this won't matter. However, if you are an agent that has access to the Market Center website, maybe you have Command MC access, or if you are a member of a team and you have certain permission levels, you may also have access to the team website. So super important that you don't edit or make changes to those sites unless you are intentionally trying to do that. So make sure whichever site you are looking to edit, your personal site or team site, is listed here in this top section. If the site you are looking to make edits to is not the one listed here, you can toggle to any websites that you have access to by clicking your name or team name up here in the top right corner. This will open a drop down and you can toggle. As you can see, we have quite a few websites we have access to, but you probably will only see one or two. Moving down, you'll see a quick start section. Now, this is where we are going to be primarily hanging out today. Okay, we're going to be taking a look at a lot of this section here. But as you scroll down, you'll see that you can edit other items on your site. You'll have your default pages. That's going to be your blog page and your About the Agent. Again, those are covered in our setup class if you are interested in those. You'll have your contact form. You'll have any of your custom pages appearing here. If you keep scrolling down, you again probably won't have as many as we have, but you'll also find your custom modules that you've created. And if you keep coming down, you'll also find your custom landing pages, okay? So you should have those different sections that you can kind of come in and take a look at. Now again, for today's class, we're primarily going to be in this quick start area. So if you're following along, that's where you want to keep an eye out, okay? Now, We're going to take a look at creating some of these custom pages. So the first one we want to take a look at is going to be the template, Why Work with KW. Now, anytime you see template, which is most of these, that means that KW has done a lot of the legwork, okay? So there is a very minimal amount of work or changes that you have to make in order to publish these. In fact, in a lot of cases, you do not have to change anything, okay? So we'll first take a look at this one. So we're going to go ahead and click that. Now, once we do that, you'll see your banner is letting you know what page you are on. So we are on a new custom page. We are on the template, Why Work with KW. Down here, we have the contents of our page, and over here on the right, we have a preview, okay? Now we have the page title. You're gonna see this a lot as we go through these different pages. Page title is going to be at the top. It's going to let you know what this page is. As you can see, we are seeing that right here. Now, if we move down, you have the internal name. It's usually gonna pull the same name. Again, internal for you to know which page that is and how to identify it. Subtitle will appear right below the title if you have one. It is not required. Moving down, you have your page header. This is going to allow you to decide, do you want that title to display? Do you want to hide it? You can hide it and it will remove that title. You can also turn it off. None, that will remove that section entirely from that page. Okay, so now it's gone. I'm going to go ahead and pull it back. You can also add a photo. So if you are interested in adding a background image behind it, and we're gonna try this, so bear with me. Go all the way to the bottom of my pages or pictures. And find the one we're looking for. We're gonna go ahead and grab this KW one right here. There's my photo. We're gonna upload. It's going to add that photo behind the Y. Keller Williams, okay? You can do this on any of your custom pages. It's not just this one. But I want to point out that this was a template. So as you can see, this page is mostly built for us. We don't have to make any changes to this page. We could have just come in and hit publish, and this would have been added to our site. But if you want to make some little customizations or changes, this is how you would do that. Moving down beyond our header, we also have the additional contents of the page. So here we have rich text, which is going to be all of this verbiage down here. We have the title, Why Work with a Keller Williams Agent. It's simple. If you want to change that, why work with so-and-so, why work with this specific office, you can come in and customize that. You can also come in and adjust the contents of the actual text down here. So maybe you don't like all these spaces and you want to remove some of them. Maybe you want to change some of these paragraphs. All of that can be done. Maybe you want to add a photo for your Y4C2Ts instead of all of that text. So if we wanted to do that, we can add a photo, upload. And I'm going to do the same thing as before. We're going to find my photo. I have one right here. We can go ahead and upload that photo, okay? Now, one thing is you can also adjust how it is going to be aligned on your page. So you can come in and play around with this if it's not appearing the way you want it in your text over here. I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. I know it's cut off a little bit, but that's okay. But once we're done, we can move on to our next section. So you then have your contact form, which is automatically added to this page. You cannot customize this contact form beyond this interested, let's talk, and changing that will change it throughout your entire site, not just one contact form, okay? Again, if you're looking to edit any of this information, that's going to be done in those settings we took a look at, okay? Once we're done though, this page is ready to go. We don't have to do anything else to it. We, of course, can make changes, but we can go ahead and hit publish, and this page will be added to our KW site. Now, it will generally appear under your More tab within about 30 minutes of you hitting that publish button, okay? So it should appear under this little section here. It will look like this. And again, it does take about 30 minutes for that to publish. All right, I am not going to publish this, so we're going to go ahead and go back, okay? But I just want to point out, again, the templates, we didn't have to make any of those changes. We could have just published it as is. All right, the next page we want to take a look at, again, is in this quick start. We're going to take a look at this HTML mortgage calculator, okay? So we're going to go ahead and click that one. And I want to point out this little eye will start spinning anytime it's trying to update your preview, okay? So generally wait till that's done. Otherwise, if you start doing too much, it may cause errors. Similar to the last page, it is a template. KW has done the majority of the work. You can go ahead and hit publish as is, or if you want to make changes, you can. As you can see, we have a page title. That's not currently displaying, okay? Because the module down here for the HTML embed has mortgage calculator at the top. So if we were to turn on that page heading, we can, but it's going to kind of look a little strange. You're going to have it duplicated. So that is up to you. You could have it say something else by changing that title. If you wanted to, you can add your photo behind it, all of that. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back off. It's a little redundant. Moving down, you have your contents of your page. Now, there is nothing to edit here with this specific HTML embed. It is created. There's nothing you can adjust or change within it, okay? And then you have your contact form, okay? So very little that needs to be done on this page. Go ahead and hit that publish button. That's going to, again, add this to your site under more within about 30 minutes, okay? Again, I'm not going to be hitting publish. We don't want to add these to our site again, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the KW to go back. That was a very quick page. Our next one is going to be the download my app template. Okay, so right here, go ahead and select that one. Again, similar to the other pages, it's already created. You have your title. It's not currently displaying. This is one that you could turn it on if you want to. You could add a photo behind it. I'm not going to add a photo because I feel like it kind of clashes with the image here. So I'm just going to leave it as download my app. Again, the contents of that you cannot edit or modify. It says scan the QR code to download my app and you're not seeing one. Once this page is published and active on your site, it will have a QR code similar to the one at the bottom of your website, right here, where they can scan and download your branded consumer app, okay? Now this page, it doesn't have a contact form. Let's say you want to go ahead and add one. We're going to go ahead and do add module. And we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom where we see a list of modules, okay? Additional modules. And we're going to go ahead and select this one that says form. Now, once we have the form added, we still need to pull in the specific form. These two are the exact same. I'm not sure why our site pulls two, but they're going to be identical, so you can just grab one. We're going to let our page load. And then we have a contact form, okay? So if that is something you want to add to any of your custom pages, you can always add the contact form, okay? So let's say we're done with this one. We can go ahead and again, hit that publish button, and this will show up under that more in about 30 minutes. I'm gonna go back. And the next custom page we want to take a look at creating is going to be the home valuation. So that is going to be this one right here. And we're going to go ahead and click on that one next. Now, again, it's a template. It's already got some of the work done. You have your page title, which is not displayed. Again, turn that on if you want to. That is up to you. add a photo behind it. Maybe you want to pull in a house photo or something else. You can go ahead and hit that upload, choose file. Let's go ahead and just pull a random house that I have on my computer. And maybe not the best photo for the specific page, but I'm going to leave it for now just so we have something there. Moving down to the home value section. Not a ton that you can customize here. However, the verbiage that is appearing with that search button can be changed. So if you wanted to say something other than ready to discover your home value or let's find your home to get started, you can adjust those. Now on this specific page, the person viewing your page will go ahead and enter their address. It will then do one of two things. It will either provide them with an estimate based on information in the system, or it will let them know that there was not enough information and the agent will be reaching out to them. It will then capture their details and send it over. Now, if it provides them an estimate, I don't believe it notifies you at all. So I always recommend adding the contact page to this specific page, just in case they want to reach out to you. So again, same as the last page, we're going to go ahead and do the add module. Scroll all the way down till we get to the additional modules and hit that form again. Very simple, same process. We're going to grab one of these and it's going to put the contact form right under this little search bar. Okay. And then they can plug in their information and send it over to you. Now, anytime someone fills out this contact form anywhere on your KW site, you are going to get a notification within the command platform. Okay, so definitely have the command app on your phone. If you don't, that is the easiest and quickest way to make sure you get those notifications. Turn them on, make sure the push app notifications are on. But any of those leads that come in through your site, they're going to go automatically to command. Okay. And again, once we're done with this page and have it set up, go ahead and hit that publish button and it will appear in that more section. Monica, I'm not 100%. I'm following your question. Are there options for jump to or back to top for those? Are you saying like options on the side that say jump to the bottom or scroll up to the top? Because I don't believe there are, if that is what you were referring to. But that could be based on each mobile device. Um, Okay. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if that's pulling from the site. I haven't seen it when I'm viewing the site, but it could be a mobile setting or something like that. But I don't think it's pulling from the site itself. All right, so once this page is ready, you've got your home valuation, hit that publish. I'm going to go back though. And our next page is going to be a little bit more work, okay? So the next page, we're going to create a custom page from scratch. And we're going to get started with the local school search, okay? So the first thing we want to do is we want to head over to the school search website. And I'll drop this link in the chat for you guys. Shay, I'm not sure which part you're talking about, so if you want to let me know, I can try to go back through that. All right, so the next page, again, is going to be our local school search. We're going to create that page. So I sent this link in the chat. We're going to scroll down until we find the school data widget. Now from here, you're going to enter the location. You can do city and state or zip code that you are interested in highlighting. We'll go ahead and just select something. And I want to point out that your code will update. You can see Austin, Texas within the code itself. Once it updates, it will have the Boston within the code. Moving down though, your next section is what size would you like this to be? Now we recommend a custom size of 800 by 800. We find that that tends to work the best on the site. And then you can choose your background color, okay? And by background, it's really just this border. So find one that works well with your site or that you like. We'll go ahead and we'll go with the black one. Again, it should update. And as stated previously, you should see your city, state, or zip code in the code, okay? So once we have our code, we can go ahead and copy this entire code, okay? We're going to copy that code and we're going to go back to our dashboard. Now, once we're here, this time instead of a template, we are going to use the create a custom page, which again is under our quick start. So we're going to go ahead and select that one. And let's just do Boston school search. I'm going to put today's date just so we can easily identify this. Again, this is for your site, so make it whatever you'd like. And that is our page title. Now we could have any text here we want. This will appear below that title, so that is optional. Just want to show you how to add it if you want. You can add that background image like we have on the other pages if you want to. I'm going to leave it off. And our next thing is to build the rest of the contents of the page. So we're going to do add module. And again, we're going to scroll down to those additional modules. And this time, instead of a form, we actually want to go ahead and grab this HTML embed, okay? And now that we've added that page contents to the page, we still need to create the information that is in that specific module. So we want to click this drop down. And if we've already created it, it will appear here, or we can do create new. We're going to do create new, and we're brought into a new page for the HTML embed module. Again, we're going to do Boston school search. I'm going to do 99. And then here in this little raw HTML box, we're going to go ahead and paste that code from our school search. Okay. Now, it's currently on the left alignment. To straighten that out and put it in the center, we're going to do the greater than, less than symbols with center typed in between. Okay. So this little key right here is going to center that map on your page. Okay. And once we're done, we have our school search. We're going to go ahead and hit publish. Anytime you publish a page or module or anything else, you'll have this green banner letting you know it was published. From there, we're going to go back to our custom page. And we're now going to pull in that new module, which should appear at the top of your recently updated. And we're going to pull that map in. So as you can see, we now have the title and our custom module. Again, I'm a big firm believer of always adding the contact form. I feel like you can never have too many places for someone to reach out to you on your site. So I'm going to go ahead and add that as well. And there we go. We have a custom school search. Now I want to point out this map is interactive. Whoever is viewing this can use the list. They can search for a different area. They can move the map around and find schools. So just because you set it for wherever you specifically work, they can look at school searches anywhere. Okay. So generally you want to just make this somewhere that you, an area that you service probably the most. Okay. All right. Once we are done with that, again, go ahead and hit that publish button. It's going to give you that green banner letting you know the page was published. And you should see that under the More section in about 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and go back. I'm going to take a quick look at the chat. Shay, I'm not 100%. I may refer you to the video once class is over. Or if we have time at the end of class, I can kind of see if we can backtrack. So Carol, that specific map, I'm only pulling one map. But again, it is interactive. They can search different areas, they can move it around, and find whatever area they are specifically looking for. All right. Our next page that we are going to create is actually going to be a landing page. Now, before we get the landing page created, I want to just highlight the difference between a landing page and a custom page, okay? So a custom page is automatically added to your KW website under the More dropdown. A landing page is a standalone, separate website, okay? So landing pages will not appear on your website. They are standalone websites on their own, okay? And for this next page that we're going to create, we are going to do a listing landing page. So we're going to use this property landing page right here. And we're going to go ahead and click that. And again, it is a template. So a lot of the work for this one is going to be done for us. Now, as you can see, this one is slightly different, okay? We don't immediately see page title, we see featured listing. This is going to allow us to search for a specific listing that we would like to pull into our website. And I should have pulled one up, but I didn't, so bear with me one moment, and I will find one for us. Sorry about that. I usually have one and then did not grab one this morning. Let's just grab, we're just going to pick a random one here on the map. All right, like I said, we're just going to pick a random one. I'm going to do this one here. All right, so we're just going to enter the listing. Now they do need to be active listings for us to go ahead and pull them. Select this top one. Hopefully this is the right one. All right, and moving down, we can add our page title. I'm going to go ahead and just add the property address as the page title. Now we can add a custom image if we want to. We go ahead and pull in this photo here. New image. Save. Okay, that should add that to the top of our page. There we go. Moving down, you have our property details. We can go ahead and enter the property title again. That's going to populate over here. Give it just a second. There we go. And then you have some different information that you can hide or turn on. So if you want to hide the title, the category, the price, address, etc., there's a ton of different things you can hide. You just toggle those off and on, and it will remove it from this section. Now this does pull directly from the MLS, so it should be whatever is showing in there. Moving down, you have your agent information. There's nothing to edit here. It is this section here. Again, pulling from that profile we took a look at the beginning of class. You then have your carousel of images, okay? So we have all of the photos from the MLS. Moving down, you have your map. Now, this one you do have a toggle on or off. If you'd like to hide or remove that boundary, so that neighborhood boundary, you can turn it off. That will remove that from the map. You can also remove the map altogether if you'd like by hitting that minus sign. That will remove it entirely from your page. If you did it by accident, you can of course turn it back on. And then lastly, you have your contact form, okay? And that again is pulling from your profile. So then this page is all set, okay? That's it. That's all you have to do. You can of course drag and drop these to move them if you want something to show first. You can move those around. Maybe you want the map up higher. That's up to you. You can always drag and drop these different pieces of information, okay? Once you're done, go ahead and hit publish, okay? Your link, you can grab that over here. Once it is published, it will have that, and you can start sharing that page. It's just a landing page. Again, it will not be connected to your KW website, okay? I'm not going to publish this. I'm going to go ahead and go back. We'll take a quick look at the chat. If you guys do see me skip over questions, we will have time at the end. Um, yes, Barbara, I can drop the YouTube in at the end of class. Um, are you referring to these two landing pages, Karen? If so, this is just specific to the property. This is a landing page that you create custom. Um, I believe to create the landing page, it does have to be an active listing. Carol, some people want to use them to just direct people to for an open house or a listing specifically. You can share that. Again, if they do fill out that contact form, it's still going to funnel to your command. But that's a great question. Everybody uses it a little different. So if that's not something you're interested in, you can definitely just create a custom page. All right, you guys, the next page we want to create is going to be an open house sign-in sheet, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and use this listing that I just pulled up that we just created the landing page for. Now, for the open house sign-in sheet, you want to come to your actual KW website, okay? This is not done in the dashboard. This is done on your KW website. Once you pull up the listing that you are looking for, you're going to have a page just like this on your KW site. Again, make sure it's your site. Make sure you're seeing your kw.com site. And go ahead and click into this search bar and type /open house. And then hit enter on your keyboard. And we're going to give it just a second because it's loading. Once it loads, we are redirected to a new page. As you can see, it says open house in the search or in the URL. This is now a standalone open house sign-in sheet, okay? It only has the photos. I can't scroll down anymore like I could on the previous site. It allows them to plug in their first name, their last name, their email, and their phone number, okay? They do have to opt in by checking those boxes, but this is just a sign-in sheet for an open house, okay? So that is the only thing that appears on this page. If we go ahead and hit submit, they're going to be given some information about us. They have a QR code that they can scan to view the property on their device. And then you can go back to the sign-in sheet. Now, anytime someone fills out this sign-in sheet, they are automatically going to funnel to your command. So if you have a paper sign-in sheet at your open house, you have to come back, plug those people into your database. With this, you do not have to do that. So you can create this open house sign-in sheet, pull it up on a tablet, computer at your open house, and automatically funnel those contacts into your command, okay? So saves you some work. Now, again, this is not done through the dashboard. This is done directly on your KW website. And if we go back to the old page, you'll see there was a ton of other information on this page about the property, okay? This would need to be done on the computer, that sign-in sheet. There is no printout for that one, because otherwise you'd have to come back and plug all the information into your computer anyway. All right, you guys, the next page we want to create, which I think is our last page, and then we'll go through any questions you guys have. But the next one is going to be a custom page that is specific to a neighborhood, okay? So let's say you work in specific neighborhoods. You want to highlight those neighborhoods on your KW site. For example, let's just use this one here. You can pull up any listing and find a neighborhood that that home is in. You can also just search for the neighborhood you're interested, but we're going to go ahead and use this one since we have it, and we're going to click Go to Neighborhood. This is then going to open a new page for us that is only specific to the neighborhood. It's going to give us some details about that specific neighborhood, market snapshot, properties in the area, schools, etc. It's going to have all of those details. So if we want to use this neighborhood to create a custom page, we're going to go ahead and copy this URL. We're going to come back to our dashboard and we want to again create a custom page. Now, this is not a template, it's just a custom page that we are creating from scratch. And let's see, it was Cutler Ridge. We're just going to name it the same thing. And we're going to leave the subtitle. We're not going to add one. I'm not going to add a photo this time. We're going to come down to Add Module. We're going to go down to the bottom again. And this time, instead of the HTML, we're going to do an iframe embed. This is a great way to pull in any outside website into yours. So this is something you could also do with your landing pages. You could use that URL to iframe it if you want to. But we're going to go ahead and do create new. We're going to do Cutler Ridge. I'm going to then paste that URL from that that page, and we're going to create an iframe custom page. Okay. So again, if you wanted to do this with a landing page, if you have a third-party site that you are trying to add to your site or incorporate, you could use the iframe to put that onto your site. Now, one thing I want to mention when we're doing this, it is pulling the entire website into your website. Okay. So they would have all of that. So we're going to go ahead and publish. And I'm going to go back because we still need to add this to our custom page. So we're going to grab our new one. And the reason I mentioned you are pulling the entire website is because you are going to see that our navigation bar at the top is duplicated, okay? Unfortunately, there is no way to remove that because, again, you're pulling in the entire website into your website. You could remove the heading that kind of puts them side by side, which is almost better in my opinion, because then as you scroll, it goes away. And that is how you pull in that page, okay? Again, you could use any URL from any site if you wanted to pull it into your site. And you can add your contact form to this as well if you'd like. I'm not a big fan of it on this specific page because it creates a lot of extra space, and I'll show you what I mean. But it is your site. At the bottom of this page, you will see all of this space before you get to the bottom of your contact form, okay? Currently, not a way to remove that, so it's optional if you'd like to add this at the bottom or not, okay? I'm going to go ahead and remove it. You can also remove it this way, and we're just going to have the neighborhood. Now again, once I'm done, hit publish. This is a custom page, so it will appear under that more in about 30 minutes, okay? All right, I'm going to go back. And that is our class for today. So we are done a little bit early. We have some time to go through any questions you guys have. So I'm going to hang around. I'm going to stop record. And if you have questions, drop those in the chat and I will get to those. And if you don't have questions and want to hop off, that is fine too. Thank you for coming. I hope this was helpful and have a wonderful rest of your day.